The Empire ship Ulthrix 9 moved silently through the stars. It was on a normal patrol mission in Sector Delta, far from the Empire's core worlds. Hands behind his back, he had done this patrol hundreds of times. Nothing strange ever happened in this part of the galaxy, but today was different. Captain frowned. Define strange. There is ... nothing. No readings, no stars, no planets, no data. Just a second, then it went dark again, and that's when the lights on the bridge flickered. Shouted Talon, power spike? I don't know from where. Internal systems are stable, but something is interfering with us. Outside the ship, space looked the same. Stars shimmered, nebula clouds floated in the distance. Everything appeared normal one spot, right in front of the Ulthrix 9. A dark shape appeared. It was huge, silent, cold. No one saw it arrive. It wasn't there 1 second ago, and then it was no signal, no warp trail, no warning. The crew stared at the massive object ahead. Across its hull, it didn't move. It didn't fire. It just hovered. Magnify, said Talon. Hundreds of years ago, Earth was burned, their colonies crushed. No human ships had been seen in over 2 centuries. How is this possible? Talon whispered. Should we contact it? The Empire ship transmitted a command. Unknown vessel. Identify yourself. This is Imperial Patrol Ship Ulthrix 9. You are entering Empire-controlled space. No response. Send it again. Nothing. Then something changed. A strange pulse hit their ship. Not a weapon, not an explosion, but a wave like the space around them had shifted. Suddenly, alarms blared, shields down. Weapons offline. Engines unresponsive. Talon's heart pounded. How we weren't attacked? The crew panicked. Sparks flew. Blue lines across its body lit up like veins. A hum could be heard through the metal walls of Ulthrix 9. What is it doing? Someone asked. The ship did not charge weapons. It didn't move closer, but its presence alone caused fear-deep, cold fear. Then, for one brief second, every screen on the ship changed. A human face appeared. Calm, silent, eyes glowing faintly, then the image vanished. Who saw that? Talon asked. Everyone raised their hands. No one understood it. No one could explain it. But all of them felt something in that moment. A warning. The sensors came back online. Lights stabilized. Power returned. The human warship was gone. Just like that. No jump detected, no trace. Had seen them, Talon called command. This is Ulthrix 9. We have encountered a extreme threat level, unknown technology. We were powerless against it. He waited. The reply came after a full minute. Across the Empire, top commanders reviewed the report. Some laughed. Others demanded answers. But the truth was clear. A human warship had appeared. Some high command officers called it a lie. Others believed it was a new pirate trap, but Admiral Vorkan, leader of the 3rd Battle Division, believed none of that. He had seen the footage himself, a human warship, huge, ancient-looking yet far, beyond anything the Empire had. He stood inside the Imperial War Room. Holograms of the Ulthrix 9 incident played again and again, how it silenced Ulthrix 9, how it vanished. Then he gave the order. Send in the scout fleet. 5 fast ships, fully armed. Delta, they were fast, smart, and filled with elite soldiers. These ships were known as the Fangs of the Empire, proud, deadly, and always victorious. Captain Salen Var led the group as they neared the sector where the human warship was last seen. Fast. The sector looked quiet. Stars glittered. Nothing on sensors then, ... a glitch, just like before. One ship reported, reading ... something. No mass, no heat, just ... dark space. Then a shadow appeared behind them. No way. One pilot shouted, "It's behind us." The fleet turned. Slowly, the black human warship appeared again, same size, same silent body, same glowing blue lines. It hadn't jumped, it hadn't warped. It had simply appeared. Captain Salen ordered, "Fire everything. Missiles, beams, plasma." 5 ships launched their full firepower. The space lit up with light and thunder. But ... when the fire cleared. The human ship was untouched. No shields, no counterattack, nothing. The weapons had no effect, then it moved, just slightly, like it turned. Its head, and the lead Empire ship, the Iron Flame, exploded in an instant. No beam was fired, no missile seen. It just broke apart, clean, cold. What just happened? Not visually, but through the ship's systems. Coordinates, twisted maps failed. Engines overheated. We're stuck. Someone yelled. Another ship vanished. Then another dot. In just 30 seconds, only one ship remained. Captain Salen's voice was shaking. We surrender, we surrender. Don't destroy. US? But the human ship didn't answer. Instead, Salen's ship went dark. Every system shut off. Air became cold. Lights faded. Then, across the ship's screen, the same human face appeared. Calm, silent. Then it spoke. Do not follow us. You had your warning. Then Salen's ship was allowed to drift free. The human warship vanished again. Back at the Imperial Command Center, only one signal returned, a broken, flickering video from Salen's ship. It showed the destruction, the fear, the silent power. Admiral Vorkan stood still. 4 ships destroyed, 1 disabled. No damage to the enemy. Dewey said more. Someone asked. No, he said. Not yet. He looked at the hologram of the human warship, a ship with no name, no records, and no mercy. This is not a battle, Vorkan said quietly. This is a warning. The Empire was silent, for scout ships were destroyed. 1 disabled. No one understood how. No one could explain why the human warship didn't speak until now. In the deep intelligence lab of Zarian Prime, the Empire's best codebreakers worked day and night. They had received a strange signal from the area where the Leviathan, the human warship, was last seen. It was a short transmission, just 3 lines, repeating again and again. But it wasn't in the Empire's language. No known alien language. Either it was ancient, dead, forgotten, until one old translator recognized it. This is Earth language, he said, eyes wide. This is English. Admiral Vorkan watched as the message was slowly translated. The words on screen were simple. Turn back now. This is your last warning. Do not test Earth again. Everyone in the room stared at the message. One young officer asked, Earth, but humans are extinct. No, the translator said, just hiding. In another part of the Empire, deep under the city of Kelveron, a secret vault opened for the first time in 200 years. Inside, there were only 2 things, a dusty data crystal and a small metal plate with Earth's symbol. The crystal was activated. A hologram appeared. An old human general spoke, frozen in time. If you're seeing this, the Leviathan has awakened. It means someone has threatened what little remains of us. We gave peace. You gave us fire. Now you will remember us. The Emperor finally took the matter seriously. He called an emergency. Meeting of the High War Council. Around the dark table, commanders argued, we must strike their home system. We don't know where that ship came from. What if more are coming? The Emperor raised his hand. All fell silent. We destroyed Earth. We crushed their colonies. Humans were finished. Admiral Vorkan answered slowly, maybe, not all of them. A dark silence filled the room. Then what do we do? A general asked. The Emperor's eyes narrowed. We find that ship. We break it publicly. We show the galaxy that the Empire does not fear ghosts. He turned to Vorkan. Use whatever resources you need. Find that warship. Bring me its head. Meanwhile, in a small Empire outpost on Moon Rathu 6, a strange thing happened. All computers shut down. All power went out, and across every screen. One line appeared in glowing letters. We warned you. Then the human warship appeared in the sky. No engines, no fire, just silence. The soldiers stared in horror. Should we fire? One asked. No, the commander said, voice shaking. We are already dead. But the ship didn't fire. It simply hovered, watched, then disappeared again. Back in the Empire's capital. Vorkan stared at a star map. He connected the dots. The warship wasn't just appearing randomly, it was moving, slowly, but with purpose. A straight path to the Empire's core world, to Zaren Prime, the heart of their empire. Zaren Prime was the heart of the Empire. The skies above it were filled with over 300 warships, the strongest fleet ever built. The surface of the planet shined with golden towers, power stations, and thick defense shields. Millions of citizens lived there. It was considered unbreakable. "Let them come," said General Threxmar, commander of Zaren's defense. 1. Ship cannot stop an empire. He believed in the empire's strength. He did not believe in ghosts. But far above the system, deep in the cold of space, something opened. Not a jump gate, not a warp hole, just ... a rip in the stars, and through it the human warship came silent, massive, alone. It didn't hide, it didn't speak. It simply moved forward straight toward Zeren Prime. Alarms rang across the system. All ships prepare for battle. All citizens move underground. The Empire fleet formed walls of steel and fire. Thousands of weapons locked onto the Leviathan. "Fire on my command," shouted General Threx. The Leviathan didn't stop. It glided forward, slowly, as if time itself bent around it. Fire. Every Imperial ship fired at once. Beams, torpedoes, plasma waveser, storm of power filled the sky. Zeron's sky burned. But when the smoke cleared, the Leviathan was still there, untouched, not a scratch, not even a flicker. "Impossible," whispered Rex suddenly. A single blue line lit up across the Leviathan's hull. Then another. Then hundreds. Ship was waking up. And then, in a moment no one could forget, the Leviathan fired ... once. Just one pulse of light. Not loud, not violent, just clean. And then ... everything ended. The sky broke. Hundreds of Imperial warships shattered instantly. No wreckage, no fireballs. Just silence. Zeren Prime's shield cracked like glass. The ground shook. Buildings collapsed. Lights died. From orbit, it looked like the planet had been cut open by an invisible blade. Half the surface was gone. The Leviathan stopped firing. It hovered for 1 minute above the broken world. Then, just like before, ... it vanished in the ruins of the palace bunker. The Emperor stood silent. His hands were shaking. A general screamed, "This is not war. This is extinction." Another whispered, "We cannot stop it. It chooses when to attack. We don't even know how it moves." Across the galaxy, fear spread faster than light. On 1,000 worlds, people whispered the same thing. The humans are back. The Empire is falling. One ship is doing all this. And worst of all, what if it's not the only one in the Empire's war chamber? Admiral Vorkon stared at the star map again. He marked Zeren Prime with a red X dot. His voice was hollow. It didn't destroy the whole planet. It could have, but it chose not to. A young officer asked, "Why?" Vorkon didn't blink, "Because it's not here to conquer. It's here to warn." He looked up, and we didn't listen. The destruction of Zeren Prime changed everything. It was supposed to be untouchable, the most secure planet in the Empire. But the Leviathan, the human warship, destroyed half the planet in a single shot. And then it vanished again. No declaration of war, no message, only a simple warning. Next time, there will be no warning. Across the galaxy, fear began to grow. Not just in enemies of the Empire, but inside the Empire itself. Ships refused orders. Officers resigned. Even admirals started asking questions. What is this ship? Where did it come from? And the worst question, are more coming? On the Empire's capital station, Velkar 1, Admiral Vorkon stood in front of the Grand Assembly. The most powerful leaders of the Empire watched him in silence. "We lost over 300 ships. Zeren Prime is broken. The people are afraid." The Emperor said coldly, then silenced them. "Fear is weakness." Vorkon shook his head. "Fear is survival. If we did not act carefully, we could lose more than just fear. We could lose everything." A young officer interrupted, "Sir, we intercepted messages between low-ranking commanders. Some are planning to leave the Empire." "Cowards?" the Emperor spat. "No," Vorkon said. "They're realists." At the same time, on military base Drexenate, Commander Vale received a strange report. "Sir, patrol ships refused launch orders." "Why?" they said. "It's suicide. That ship doesn't fight like normal. It watches, then it ends you," Commander Vale growled. "We are the Empire. We do not run." But deep inside, even he felt the fear. They had all seen the footage. The Leviathan didn't attack out of anger. It attacked out of calm. Control like it wasn't even trying hard. That terrified everyone more than fire or destruction. In the Empire's largest academy, Young cadets whispered in dark corners. Did you hear? The humans were never extinct. Some say they hid in black holes. No, they built the ship to protect something. Maybe a new Earth. Can they be reasoned with? No one talks to ghosts. In hidden meetings, some commanders discussed. Surrender. Can we contact them? Maybe send peace signals? But there was no channel, no code, no frequency. On the far edge of the galaxy, a single Empire ship drifted. Its crew had abandoned it. Only one officer remained, Lieutenant Frass. He sat alone in the control room, watching. The stars dot. Then his screen flickered. A soft blue light appeared, and the face returned, the human face silent and calm. This time it spoke again. Your empire is built on silence, fear, and fire. We remember it all. We will not speak again. The screen went black. Frass fell to his knees. Back at the capital, the Emperor met privately with Admiral Vorkan. His voice was low and uncertain. This ship, if it comes for me next, what will you do? Vorkan said nothing. Will you defend? Me, the Emperor demanded. Vor. Ken looked him in the eye. If it chooses to strike you, then you are already dead. That night, a strange order was given. All Empire officers were told never to say the word Earth. It became a banned term. Even whispering it could get someone arrested. But that only made the fear stronger, because now Earth had become a legend. A ghost. And that ghost had teeth. The galactic fleet stood still in the blackness of space. The wreckage of destroyed ships floated like broken bones. Fires still burned inside the shattered husks of once powerful cruisers. No one dared to speak. The silence was loud, so loud it felt like the universe was holding its breath. Admiral Vorik stared at the screen. The mysterious human warship was no longer firing. It hadn't moved in hours, but it was still there, bright, massive, and terrifying. No ship in the Empire had survived its direct attack. And then it happened. The main console lit up with red. A message was coming in, broadcasted in every known galactic language. It wasn't a request. It was a command. This is a message from the warship Helio 7. You are trespassing. You have destroyed human colonies. This is your only warning. Leave this region of space or be erased. Admiral Vorik's blood froze. Erased, he whispered. The war room was full of fear. This wasn't a threat, it was a sentence. Track its energy levels, he barked. But the engineers shook their heads. It's not charging weapons, one of them said. It's silent. Vorik didn't trust that silence. The last time they thought the human ship was inactive. It destroyed an entire battle formation in 5 seconds. He remembered that moment clearly. His own brother's ship, Glintfire, had been vaporized instantly. No shields, no time to flee, just ... gone. Now, the Helio 7 was waiting, watching. But for what? Meanwhile, far from the battle zone, the Imperial Council was in chaos. They are bluffing, shouted one general. No, they're not, said Emperor Thalon, his voice grim. That ship broke every law of physics we know. And now, it's giving us a warning. He stared at the star map. The human warship had appeared in a system that was once thought empty. But now they knew it was a human hiding place. A place Earth had kept secret, and they had stepped into it without knowing. Prepare the retreat protocols, the Emperor ordered. Gasps filled the room. Retreat. From one ship, one of the admirals shouted. Not just one ship, Thalon replied. That message said Helio 7. That means there are at least 6 more. A cold silence followed. The council members looked at each other. No one spoke. No one blinked. The Empire had ruled the stars for thousands of years. But now, one word had changed everything. Helios -7 back at the front. The Helio 7 was still quiet, but suddenly its panels opened. Massive antennae rose. Glowing blue veins of energy flowed through its body. The ship was doing something. What's happening? Vorik shouted. No idea, sir. The readings they're rewriting themselves. We don't understand it. Then the voice came again. Calm, human, chilling. You have ignored your last warning. Your weapons are weak. Your fleets are fragile. Earth remembers everything. The Empire will now feel what fear truly means. And with that, the stars behind Helio 7 began to twist. A massive portal formed. Vorik's eyes widened. This wasn't a wormhole. This was something else from inside the portal. A second warship appeared, larger, darker, slower, and it looked like a moving fortress. "Identification confirmed," said the AI voice. "Helios 4 has arrived." The Empire wasn't facing one warship now, it was facing a fleet, and no one knew how many more were coming. Panic spread through the Empire's command lines. Some fleets turned away, others tried to fire preemptively. None made a scratch. The Helios-class warships didn't fight with lasers or plasma. They bent gravity. They used weapons that tore ships apart on a molecular level. No shields could stop them. No defense was enough. But the worst part, the humans never shouted, never threatened. Their messages were cold, emotionless, final. Earth does not seek war, but you brought it to our home. Now you will understand what we have built in silence. Admiral Vorik fell back into his chair. The galaxy had changed, and nothing not power, not history. Not numbers could stop what was coming. Not now, not after the human message that shook the stars. The alien fleets stood frozen in space. Hundreds of warships, dreadnoughts, and battlecruisers floated above the Empire's capital planet. Their guns pointed toward one, then the human warship. But the human ship, it wasn't moving. No message, no sound, no light, just silence. And yet, inside every alien ship, commanders shouted in fear. Why is it not attacking? Is it broken, or is it charging something? The unknown made it worse. Fear crawled like fire in the dark. General Corps of the Empire's high command stared at the strange black structure that floated in the void. It looked like a mountain of armor and shadows. It didn't look alive, but it felt like it was watching. Then something happened. One light blinked. A single red pulse lit up at the center of the human ship. Then another, then dozens, then hundreds. The alien sensors went mad. Massive energy spike, it's activating. Shields up. Shields up now. But it was already too late. Inside the human Leviathan, Captain Rhea stood silently at the center of the human command bridge. Her crew didn't speak. They didn't need to. Their orders had already been given, hours ago. Let the enemy arrive. She had said, let them gather everything they have, then we show them what Leviathan truly means. Now the time had come. A quiet hum filled the warship. Its armor began to shift, unlocking hidden weapons no alien had ever seen. Massive cannons emerged, each larger than a city tower. Strange rotating systems glowed blue and white, and at the heart of it, all something ancient and forbidden awakened. Rhea's eyes narrowed. Begin the sweep. Back in the alien fleet, General Corps screamed, "Fire! Fire! Everything!" The skies erupted. Thousands of plasma bolts, missiles, and beams shot toward the human ship. The stars turned red, but none of it touched the Leviathan. Black shield, shaped like a dome, covered the ship. Every attack simply vanished into it, like it was never fired. Then, the human ship fired back, but it didn't shoot in every direction. It fired one beam. Just one. A thin white line sliced through the void, quiet, silent, clean. And yet, the alien dreadnought it touched, split in half. No explosion, no warning. Just gone, the beam moved again. Another ship vanished, then another. And another dot. It was not war, it was cleansing. Like the human ship was erasing the galaxy's mistakes, one ship at a time. Alien panic Admiral Fellows cried into his communicator, "Fall back, retreat, retreat now." But they couldn't move fast enough. The Leviathan was hunting them one by one. It didn't chase, it didn't rush. It simply floated calmly while its weapons worked like a machine, precise, deadly, and silent. The Empire's greatest fleet was now a graveyard. Ships burned, others vanished without a sound. The sky was full of wreckage. Planetary broadcasting, the Empire's capital planet, every screen lit up, but not with a human message. Instead, they showed a recording from a satellite camera. It was focused on the Leviathan, and in simple Earth standard language, a sentence appeared. "You tried to erase Earth. Now we erase you." Panic spread. Like wildfire, the people of the Empire screamed. Some prayed, others tried to run. But where would they go? The ship was still out there, watching, waiting. Inside Leviathan Captain, Rhea gave her final order. Send the message to the entire galaxy. The human AI replied, Message sent. All major powers now know. Earth is back. Rhea nodded. They ignored our warnings. They broke the peace. Let this be the answer. The sky above the Empire's capital turned blood red. Not from sunlight, not from any known phenomenon. It was the glow of fire reflecting off the metal skin of a warship so big it covered half the city. General Varn stood frozen on the tower balcony. His communication lines were dead. Radar was blind. Anti-air defenses didn't respond. It was like the warship had turned off reality itself. A message appeared in the sky. No sound, no transmission, just words made of light. This is not revenge. This is balance. And then, everything went dark. Main story continued. The Imperial Throne Hall, built for 1,000 nobles, now echoed with silence. Emperor Zeltar sat alone, eyes empty. Around him, the once mighty council chambers were filled with cracked screens, melted statues, and the smell of fear. The humans had not attacked with brute force. They had erased control. Systems went silent. Then their defense fleets vanished. No wreckage, no escape pods, just ... gone. Now every planet under the Empire's rule showed signs of quiet rebellion. Species that had bowed for centuries were rising, not because of hope, but because of fear of the human ship. The human warship, named Silent Storm, hovered above the Empire's sky silently. No weapons shown, no threats made, yet it was more terrifying than 1,000 war cries. Scientists studied it from afar. They found nothing. No energy readings, no engine trails, no metal scans. It was like the ship didn't exist in this reality. But it did, and its shadow was burning empires. Captain Reyna, the warship's commander, stood in her control chamber, watching without blinking. The room around her was calm, filled with quiet humming and soft lights. Her crew didn't speak much. They didn't need to. They all knew their mission. They weren't here to conquer. They were here to remind the galaxy humanity was forced to vanish, but they had returned, not for war, but to end all wars. Back on the planet's surface, a team of elite Imperial soldiers was sent to make contact. They didn't return. Instead, a message came back. We are not your enemy. We are your shadow. You created us with your cruelty. And now, we balance the galaxy with silence. Panic spread. Entire star systems sent messages to the humans, begging for peace, offering tribute. Surrender anything. But Silent Storm responded only once. Your voice was silent when we begged. Now feel our silence.